Welcome back to another episode of Fully Stoked Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Stokes. Cody's not with us because I'm here with another friend of mine, Jolin Collins, and I am here to talk. Look at this beautiful tablescape, guys.
Thank you.
Isn't it gorgeous? So this is what Jolin does. Jolin owns and is the founder of Soirée Tables Charlotte. She will come to your house and decorate your tables for an intimate dinner or for a whole dinner party, right?
Right. A max of 12 people.
That's amazing. Outside and inside, you'll do either one.
Yes.
You did something in Georgia with your family not too long ago. I think I saw some
And
pictures.
yes, that was a birthday celebration, and that was indoors because it was like December.
Oh, okay. Okay. So nice. Well, anyway, so Jolin is here. I met her at the Union County Network of Women, and we've been friends now for a few months. I'm so excited to have you here. But if you've never seen Fully Stoked Podcast, I want to introduce myself. I am Sarah Stokes. I am a lender by day. I help people with all their home financing needs, refinancing, purchasing homes, investment properties, second homes, or primary homes. First-time home buyers, the whole thing. But what I really love to do is connect women, especially women in business, because we can all learn from each other. And it's like scary out there on your own. So
very scary.
It's good to network. It's good to have friends. And so I like to have ladies like Jolin on the podcast, and she's going to tell us how her road ended here, where she owns this wonderful business. What a great idea. Such a creative idea. What brought her here and kind of what's in the future for her. Maybe you can glean from it. I know I can, and I have. So I'm excited to welcome.
Thank
Jolin.
you. Glad to be here.
Yes. So Jolin, tell us a little bit about how Soirée Tables Charlotte came to be. What started that?
So it came to be, I was looking, online, and I saw where picnics were really big, beautiful tables, picnics. And I thought that is so pretty. But I don't want to sit down on the ground to eat. It's just not comfortable.
Me either.
So I was like, I would love something like if it was just, at a table. I mean, take the table outside. I don't want to sit on the ground.
Right.
And so I loved their idea. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's a wonderful idea. I was like, oh, it's very pricey, but it's nice. And so I was like, well, I want to be creative, and, do stuff. I love house stuff.
Right.
Decorating,
Oh, I bet your house is beautiful.
tableware stuff. I just love all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, I want to do that. When I was growing up, my grandmother always had the table set also.
Oh, nice.
So I grew up seeing it.
So you probably know manners then. You know where to put the forks and all that, don't you?
I had to. My grandmother taught me, but I did have to look again.
Yeah.
Just to refresh my memory. Yes.
I would like to do an etiquette class sometime. So if you know, like etiquette, I mean, I think so many people, we know if there's two forks, you start on the outside, you start with the salad fork first, but what if there's more than that?
Right.
What about the things at the top? I forget. I took an etiquette class when I was in high school, but I forgot all of that.
Yeah.
So yours are not too over the top, but
no,
they
not
could
too
be
over the top. Sometimes I'll have the fork up here and maybe two spoons. But yeah, it's not too over the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll come in and you'll bring all of it. And then, so if I have another couple over and my husband and I have dinner here, and then so we don't have to wash up. We just like take a paper towel.
Right. Once you're finished eating and everything, literally just, dump out your drink, a paper towel, just wipe off the plates. And then I will gather it all. I do the washing, so you're not washing dishes. I wash the linen. You literally just come. You see a beautiful table when you walk in. And then when you're finished, I come and pick everything up.
Do you do it the night of or sometimes the next day if it's more convenient, or how does that work?
I do it where if it's after 10 o'clock, then it's next day.
Makes sense.
That I pick up.
Yeah.
But before that, I can come pick up. Or if you're like, so the evening can go, undisturbed.
Oh, that's nice.
Come pick it up the next day, then that's what I'll do.
That's probably, that probably would work for us too. Because my husband's a chef, so he really likes to cook, and it can go, on. It can be like a long night, but a lot of fun. It's a lot of cooking too. So that sounds really great. So I remember one time growing up, my mom and dad, I think I was maybe in college, I'm not sure, but my godparents lived, uptown Charlotte somewhere. So We don't. We live in the suburbs, or we did when I was growing up. And they hired a personal chef to come in, and the table was made beautifully. But I bet it was all the table, the plates and flatware and everything that my godparents had at their house. But how cool would it be if I hired a private chef and had you come in, and I didn't have to do anything?
Absolutely.
You could make it look beautiful, and then
you could be upstairs getting ready and everything, makeup, whatever you want to do, and then the table is set.
Okay, so Alicia Carroll, I need to connect you right away with Jolin. So I got to remember that. Okay, so we'll send this to Alicia too. So this would be really, really fantastic. She is a personal chef, and she's amazing.
Right.
Jolin, this is beautiful. So this
Thank
is about
you.
the third tablescape I've seen that you've done, and they're all gorgeous.
Thank you.
Can you? I don't know if you have any other pieces you want to switch it out and see what.
Yes. So if you were like, well, I want it to, I don't know, maybe you have a teenager and you're like, well, we don't really want to do wine glasses for the teenager. So I have some things to show how it can be switched up easily.
Okay.
So, you can keep the same silverware, and you can even change out the placemat.
Oh, nice.
And maybe go for...
And this is all in the one box. So we could sort of work with it when you get there, or do we predetermine?
It's predetermined.
Okay.
So I would know what to bring. So, and then you put everything back down.
Beautiful.
And then you can even, I have so many napkins. And this is like where we get into more of a custom thing.
Okay.
So I have, the ready-made, but if you're like, oh, well, I want to change things up,
beautiful.
then I have like a cute little fun napkin. And then you go more into like a fun cup. And then I have these fun horn frosted glasses.
Oh, cute.
And then,
look at that. Can you see
when
that?
you do it like this, then, maybe you're like, okay, well, now my, daughter or younger child, if wanted to have something for them, it becomes more age appropriate.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
So you can do all the changes. I love it. And you've got lots of options. I said, how did you get all of these changes, Jolin? And you just said you just gathered them over time?
Just gathered them over time.
Do you have a huge storage room? Or?
I keep it in a room in my basement. 2 rooms. One room used to be the kids' playroom, but they're in college now, so they don't need a playroom.
They don't need that.
And then another room, that was my late husband's poker room.
Okay.
So I took that over and keep my glasses and things there.
Nice. So if I wanted to, would we do like a FaceTime or Zoom, and you would take me around and show me everything? Or do you have it cataloged, or we kind of talk about it? You send me pictures and then I say, okay, let's change the cup.
Like if you wanted to do custom, you can like send me a photo of like what you like. And then I can see if I have things in my inventory that I can work with to try to, mimic the look that you like.
Yeah.
And I would be honest, I would say, oh yes, I can have this. And I can then, put something together, send you a photo, and we could do it over Zoom.
Yeah.
Or, I'm an honest person. I would say, no, I don't have anything like that in my inventory, so I wouldn't be able to quite pull that look off.
Sure. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I love it. Now I'm excited. I'm thinking about, okay, we're going to have a dinner party, just so we can utilize your services, because it's so pretty. It elevates your abilities. Like it looks like I'm a really good homemaker.
Right.
I am. Okay.
Yes.
In some ways.
Yes.
But at least I know where my resources are. So
and you don't have to put it, you don't have find a place to put it in the kitchen cabinet.
That's true.
If you want a different look, then you just rent a different look instead of having to purchase all the time.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That's amazing.
With parties, we don't purchase bouncy houses. We rent them. So I guess I'm just trying to say it is okay to rent and then for it to go away.
I love it. I do really love that idea. That's a unique idea. And so nobody's really done this. You said they've done the picnics where they fix the picnic basket. And that is a really good idea too. But
it is. It really is.
And I think, dining and etiquette is coming back. I've been seeing.
It is. Host at home is a big theme for 2026. Hosting at home. And it doesn't have to be intimidating. You do this. And then literally so many restaurants have family meals.
Mm-hmm.
You can just get the family meal, put it in your dishes, and then when people come over, you serve it.
That's right. You said, did you say Outback or you said
Outback does.
right?
Bonefish Grill does.
You don't even have to cook. You can just have people
No.
over.
No.
And your prices are very reasonable. I was
Yes.
thinking it was going to be very out of my reach, and it is not. It is really not.
I want to be reasonable because I am also, a working woman, and I understand you don't want to throw all your money away
That's
that you
right.
work hard for.
Right.
So I did want to keep it reasonable.
And I think it makes memories.
Mhm.
Dinners are so important in our house, and that is not I didn't do that. My husband's the chef, right?
Mhm.
So he obviously, it is important to him to sit down and have a family meal together.
Yes.
He would love this. He would
Oh,
absolutely love it
good.
because it just creates a memory. And I'm going to remember this beautiful tablecloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your journey into
Mhm.
entrepreneurship because you have not always, I mean, this is fairly new for you. When did
Very
you open
new.
this?
I started it. I got the business license definitely a couple of years ago, but I didn't start really focusing on it until both kids went off to college. And my son is a freshman this year, so both are
Oh,
off in
last
college. And I
year.
just, empty nester, have time to focus on other things now.
Oh gosh, that's coming fast for me.
Yeah.
Empty nest, yeah, but I'll
I
have
love
time.
it.
You do? That's good. You're doing all kinds of creative things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? So you are a registered nurse.
I am a registered nurse.
So and I think one day your goal is to maybe do this full time and retire from registered nursing.
I just work as a registered nurse part-time now.
Oh, good.
And I have a fantastic schedule that I just started. So it gives me a lot more time to work on Soirée Tables Charlotte.
Yes.
But yes, that is one of the things that I would like to build this up. And, if I can, take care of myself off of it, it would be wonderful.
Right.
But the stability of a paycheck
Right.
is also
Yes.
very important.
It is.
Yes.
It is. So, okay. So maybe one day.
Maybe
But
one day.
do you think nursing really, because you're so caring, and nurses are always very compassionate, loving. It just seems like maybe like a hostess mentality, sort of. Is that how you started doing this?
I always want my guests to feel welcome in my house, always. And I always want to make things feel special. Because I enjoy connecting with people.
Yes, she does.
So, and with nursing, nursing is very factual, evidence-based, we call it, things to do. And this is my creative outlet that I wanted to have. But still, caring for patients, caring for the people who come to your home, wanting everybody to have a good time. And I think at home, you're relaxed more.
Right.
People feel relaxed more.
Yeah. So I watched this master class. I've got the subscription for master class. Have you ever heard of that? It's kind of like TED Talks, I think.
But not sure.
Well, there's an app. It was all over my Instagram, so of course I had to get it. It was like 60% off when I get it. But what drew my attention was it was a lady, and her expertise, she's a psychologist, she's done a lot of research on how to command a room in many ways, but also it really has to do with warmth. Okay. So warmth is a really big deal, according to this lady, and I don't know her name right now. Sorry. But she also said, I noticed her doing it. When you talk with your hands, it makes you warmer to people that are around you. And when you talk with your hands with the palms facing other people, you just did that. And I thought,
didn't even know.
So warm. So warm and welcoming. And I think that goes with this. You want to create a warm, welcoming experience for people. You don't even care about being there. You'll come and drop it off, set it, and then leave and come back. But I really think that's unique. It's a unique service.
Thank you.
That I've never really heard of. So definitely you have that sort of gene, throughout your life. I can see you're very, very warm. All right. You talked about hosting at home. And a lot of people do go out to eat.
Yes.
But you said it's coming back. Having meals at home is coming back. And I think etiquette is coming back. Why do you think that? Like, what have you seen? Have you seen more on social media or?
Well, I think people are, with the scrolling and everything, and you're like, I feel like I know what you're doing because I see what you're doing on Facebook, is not the same as sitting with the person in person, talking to them, maybe getting the story behind the photo that they put up,
Yeah.
and everything. And just human connection more than, on the screen, I think is what people are desiring. And just, I don't know, just a reach out and touch
Yes.
connection, I think is what
Well, I think you're
people are
right.
wanting.
Like, especially during COVID, connection was,
Mm-hmm.
digital, which really cut it. And then I think we're all coming back from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy like having dinner with my family.
Me too.
Making that a time where we all put our phones down for the most part. I think also my husband and I last year, we started a dinner club. We only had one meeting, but it was a hit. Everybody that we invited wanted to come.
Exactly.
And they say 60% is what you should expect whenever you have an event, but everybody wanted to come. Now, there were a few people that got sick, so they weren't able to come, but we had talked about doing a dinner club quarterly and maybe like renting my clubhouse out.
Yeah.
And then, so if there were more than 12 or 8 people, 8 or 12?
12. My most run 6 to 8 people.
Okay.
I have a few pieces that I can do 12 settings.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, if we had more than that, you could use more than one. And I mean, just to showcase your
right
items and your things, right?
We could do, where the colors are similar but not the same. So maybe you have this tablecloth and you have a not matching tablecloth, but one that works well with this one. Then yes, then I can expand more.
Right. So she's definitely a decorator, because when she was putting this out, I was like, oh no, my chairs, are not going to match, but it really doesn't matter too much. I suppose you probably would have consulted with me if we were having the dinner party here and would have said, okay, maybe we should do something that goes with the colors of your chairs, or I could get chair covers or something like that.
Right. Okay. Or really, when you walked in, were your eyes drawn to the table or to the chairs?
To the table.
To the table.
Right.
Your guests' eyes will be drawn to the table. They won't even matter to them that the chairs and table don't match.
Yes. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I might still get chair covers.
When your daughter walked in, her eyes were drawn to the table. She's
beautiful.
She was like, oh, I like it.
Yeah.
So I think the eyes are drawn to the tabletop.
Okay. So if we did this, I'm just going to walk through like maybe a consultation with you. Okay. So if we did this at my clubhouse, we have the tables with the legs that you open up, and then you can use those tables, right?
Yes, I can use those.
You have a variety of, like, what if they were circular?
So I have a few round tablecloths that I can use. They're mostly the rectangular, but I do have a few.
Yeah.
And if it's round, then that's something that we can see, like with the consultation with the retainer, like I might be able to get something to make it work for the round table.
Okay, so you said retainer, so there is a consultation, and then like you probably pay half up front or something like that. Okay, and then after the event, then you pay the rest of it.
I do it where pay in full before it happens.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
But you have like a deposit. And then got you. Okay, makes sense.
And just booking right on the website. If you can, I have a lot of the ready-made tablescapes on the website.
Oh, good.
That you can look. And so on the booking form, you can play, write out which one you like.
Okay.
And then the email will come to me, and then that's when I contact you, because you'll leave your contact information.
Great.
And I can contact you, and then that's when we can go over things. I can see if you already have a table. I have tables that I can bring.
Oh, you do? Do you
have
chairs?
I have 8 chairs of one style and 4 of another. I looked all over to make the 8 that I have match.
Okay.
So I pull together 2 folding tables together, one 30-inch, one 15-inch, because when you pull them together, it makes it look like a regular size dining table.
Okay. Yeah.
and do it that way. And then that's how, if you wanted it outside, I can bring my tables to put outside. I mean, there's an additional rental fee for the tables, but not too much. And
Well,
for
there
the
would be if
chairs.
you rented tables. Yeah, right.
And then that way I can set it up outside. I can set it up in the park, wherever it is that you want to have it. It makes it easy for me to be able to just bring it, put it down, and make it happen.
I see men that maybe are going to ask their, girlfriends to marry them, like getting with you, and you could set up something really romantic.
Right.
That would be really, really romantic. And surprise their ladies.
And she will love it.
Yeah.
And he won't have to go out and buy everything for it because he's not going to.
That's right. That is right. Okay. So walk us through. So the benefits of renting instead of buying. Well, you said space. I don't have any space in my townhome, obviously. You don't have to clean up.
You don't have to clean up. You don't have to wash the linen. You don't have to wash the dishes. You don't have to go out and purchase everything.
Mm-hmm.
It gets very pricey to go and purchase everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when you want, it's not often that people have people over to have dinner parties frequently to get the cost benefit if they went and bought everything themselves.
True.
And usually if you are having something else, you want a whole different look anyways.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
It's I think better to just rent, not have to worry about storage, not have to worry about cost. And it's, just convenient.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do the dinner club again. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'll try to get my planning in order, and we can follow up with some more photos, maybe of other tablescape, and they're called tablescapes.
Tablescape rental service. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so Soirée Tables Charlotte, and you'll go anywhere in the Charlotte area?
Yes, I will. I do. As long as it's within 20 miles. It's, I think it's $20 delivery fee, delivery and setup, $25. If it's outside of that, then I do $10 for every additional 10 miles.
Okay.
You got to cover gas.
Makes sense. Yeah. And there's lakes everywhere too. So if you want to go to your lake house.
And Lake Wiley's around here. Catawba River.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would be a nice place to have a dinner party is your lake house. I love that idea. And I love your entrepreneur spirit.
Thank you.
You've joined the Union County Network of Women. You do a lot of networking and talking with other ladies that are in business. And I think that, networking is really important because it's just connections with other people.
It is connection. And it's finding out things that you didn't know were out there. It's the real benefit. So you go thinking, one thing, and then there's other things out there in the women's group that benefit you. So that's amazing.
And I can't, for example, I don't think I would have gotten a facial, spoiled myself with a facial before, but now that I know an esthetician or two, I'm just overwhelmed by it. And I think I've got to get my facial. It's been a while. Same thing for this. This is a memory that my family and my friends could benefit from. You don't have to press these either, by the way. That would be another thing. You don't have to iron them.
Exactly.
My grandmother had to iron everything. Fold it nicely and put it away. And then she'd have to pull it out and then get the creases out and press it again.
I have the specialty hangers with the roll that helps.
Oh, nice.
For tablecloths. So
I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known any of that. That's so brilliant. I think you're going to help me become more refined. I love it. I am so excited about being more refined, more etiquette minded and proper. Is that right? I don't know if this is proper. This is beautiful. It's just beautiful. Okay. Yeah.
We don't know if it's proper, but we like the way it looks.
Yeah. So what's one thing you wish people knew about hosting at home?
I think I wish people knew that you don't have to beat yourself up about it. You don't have to be anxious about it. Literally, your friends just enjoy being invited over.
That's true.
They enjoy being invited over. They enjoy the connection. They have a great time. It's no pressure. If it's pressure and they're nitpicky, you probably didn't want to invite them
That's
over in
right.
the
That's
first place.
right.
That's not who you want to invite over.
Right. And utilize your resources, just check. I don't think I would have thought of this as a service, but now that I know about it, I am looking for a reason to use this as a service.
Yeah.
What encouragement would you give someone who is about to start a business and maybe later in life, maybe it's after a career doing something else? Do you have any advice if they've not even had experience in business?
For me, the creative part is the easy part. The business part is definitely the hard part. So, using resources, small business classes that are sometimes offered at the community colleges.
Yeah.
Talking and networking with other women or other business owners, seeing, what they do, how they do it, is what I need to do, because it can be a lot when it comes to like the taxes and the, everything else, all the businessy side of a creative business. So just utilizing resources, asking people who have, opened a business before you, and just asking questions.
Right.
And just start.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to just start. The ideas just roll in the head, roll in the head, and they don't go anywhere from there. So just start.
So what kind of kicked you into going? Did you have a friend or anything that made you do it?
I felt like I was like, oh, I really want to. And then, yes, I did have a friend was like, I mean, I don't know what you're waiting on.
That's right.
Just, I was like, it's scary. She was like, I mean, it's scary not to start.
That's right. Choose your scary.
Choose your scary.
Yes. All right. So how can people support you and learn more about you?
You can go to my website, SoiréTablesCharlotte.com. I'm Soirée Tables Charlotte on Instagram and on Facebook. And you can contact me through my website, through Instagram, and I will be happy to get with you so that you can host beautifully at home.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing this beautiful tablescape, and always being willing. You're just so warm. You're such a bright light every time I see you. I appreciate you so much. I bet, guys, if you just had her come in and set up, her sweet smile and laugh would brighten your evening. Anyway, put it off to a good start. So, anyway, until next time, guys, we'll see you next time when we talk to another lady in business and entrepreneur. All right, take care. Thanks.